What's the Not Your Finest Hour podcast? What is that all? I mean, I've heard stories.
Not Our Finest Hour podcast. I'll have to check out one of these days when I get a minute to listen to it. I've been told it's not for everyone. Just the general reviews I hear on it. It has been getting really good reviews.
And I've never personally listened to it, but I have heard it's not for everyone.
I listened to the Not Our Finest Hour podcast. Just great podcast. I've really enjoyed that.
I'm not endorsing anything. From what Caleb told me, he said, don't endorse anything unless you listen to it first.
I do once in a while listen in, and it's a lot of fun. But I do got to be careful. It is not for everyone.
Caleb Allman is always dropping nugs that it's one of the most value-added shows out there.
Of course, through all the Not Our Finest Hour, you guys poking fun at so much different stuff is absolutely killer.
I don't feel any oppression tonight. In fact, I feel very free. Not Our Finest Hour podcast. Thanks for being here.
I'm Interlock Ian, and I wouldn't fucking miss a Not Our Finest Hour podcast for nothing. Welcome to the beginning of the podcast on Chad's birthday, where he turned 39. Chad,
39 years.
Thank you for joining us on your birthday.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Taking some time out of your special day just to join us.
There's nothing I like more than working for free. So here I am.
There's you are minimizing the fact that there's at least 7 people where we're the number one podcast.
For the year, yeah. On their Spotify Wrapped is what you mean, right?
There's at least 7 people, man.
At least.
Yeah. There's 7 people regularly listening to this. You think about that for a second.
Not to mention we did make money, actually. I got our H&A roundup for what we were able to sign up, our promo codes.
Oh, yeah? How many promo codes did we sell to?
We got a whopping 6.
6?
Hey. Yeah.
That's awesome. The 6 people whose number one were in Spotify.
Yeah.
I saw Chad was sharing that you guys recorded a podcast together with some other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, Chad, maybe that's my replacement.
They were very awesome.
They have sponsors.
Yeah, they have sponsors. They have a Canadian sponsor.
Yeah.
I think. Do they?
Yeah, they're out of Guelph.
Yeah.
What, they have a Canadian... Well, we don't have a Canadian sponsor.
No.
Well, I think too, though, that being said, we don't do a very good job pursuing sponsors.
Yeah.
True.
They do a good job of pursuing sponsors.
People like and I don't remember the name exactly, so I'm going to look it up before I fuck this up. But there's people out there like the where the fuck is the thing? Oh, let's go to their page and just check. There's people out there like the National Heavy Equipment Show, to be exact, who pursue us to sponsor our podcast, and we ignore them.
I thought you were talking to them.
They started sending things to the Not Our Finest Hour. Where normally you respond.
I don't even think I can log into that anymore. It doesn't even come up as an option for me.
Perfect.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's okay. You guys handle that.
Oh, okay. So she sent us an email where she said we can once we get caught up with this, because she said, amazing. Do you have information on costing, or would you be interested in doing some live podcasting from the show? That was on November 14th. We did not respond in any way. And then at 10:58 today, she said, can we reconnect before the show?
Oh.
It's good that they're pursuing us. That gives us leverage.
But I don't think if you're in the business of pursuing sponsors, maybe some of the podcasters and influencers in this space, I don't think if you want to build a shop with sponsorship money that you're going to get it if you ignore people that send you a message on November 14th and then resend you a message on December 4th. If you wait 20 days to respond, you are never building a big shop on a piece of property with money from the internet. If you wait 20 days.
I want to build a shop. I guess we got to start responding to sponsors, guys.
I think people that build shops with their internet money definitely respond faster than us.
Gotcha.
You guys don't think that?
Great, good.
No, I'm
Build that
saying
fucking
you don't
shop.
agree with me?
Well, definitely they would have to respond. I mean, it's reciprocal. I responded to Grib whenever they pursued me. It didn't get me a shop, but it got me a tilt rotator.
That's true. Well, you still paid for it.
In the end, yeah. Well, half. I paid for half.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
You made like at least 4 posts about it.
As per contract.
You made at least at a
I
minimum of at least 4 posts.
I did a gratuity to them and posted another Grib today, actually.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's
On your birthday, was it a birthday Grib?
no, it wasn't a birthday Grib. I got a tire patch today on my birthday. I sat at the tire patching people's shop and waited an hour for them to patch my tire.
Did they do it for free on your birthday?
No, they didn't know it was my birthday. I
You
don't
didn't
go
tell
around
every
advertising it.
you didn't tell everyone you ever met that it's your birthday?
I was gonna go look at that truck that I told you guys I was gonna buy today and buy it on my birthday, but they didn't get back to me with an address until mid-afternoon, and by then I didn't want to go out there.
That's fair. That's super fair. I wouldn't have wanted to go up there either.
So I just left them hanging. I think I'm the only interested buyer, so I said, oh, we'll just try for another time.
I'm surprised that there's not more interested buyers. That's a nice truck.
Well, it's not, but I can make it into a nice truck. With thousands upon thousands of dollars, I can have a truck that's worth less than half of what I'm putting into it.
I don't know. Those original Dodge Ram diesel trucks are worth a lot of fucking money, man.
Um, it's so the people who want them either have a lot of money and don't want to spend it, or have no money and want it for free. Like you can't go out and finance a 30-year-old truck, you know?
No, you have to pay cash for it.
You
Yeah.
have to pay cash money for it. And cash
Yeah.
money people are a lot fewer than jokers who are getting a bank loan.
I think though that Gen 1 Cummins diesel trucks are worth a lot of money. I think you could spend money on it and get back most of what you spent on it.
I would,
That's my
I'm
opinion.
likely looking at putting 50 grand in the truck. Just to have it like, and I doubt I get it back, but I would do it just for me. Just to have something neat, cool to drive around. I always want a flat deck truck. Maybe this is the way I get it.
What's that other truck that you're restoring?
My 1970 F-250 Ranger
That's
Ford.
cool.
That's going to be a slick truck. We
Yeah.
cut the frame on that, shortened the box. It was a long box. Now it's going to be a short box. Lifted truck. It's going to be a sharp little ride, but it's been in the shop for about 4 years now. 3 or 4 years, I don't know. But by the time it comes out, man, it's going to be cool.
When do you expect that?
Whenever.
Whatever.
I told him, like, it takes whatever time it takes. When's the last time a client rushed you and then got a fucking phenomenal job? Like anytime they rush you is a recipe for not good things to happen.
I think there is a point where though you have to have like some kind of timeline, or that you end up with a job that never gets done.
It'll get done eventually. If you want to get paid, it'll get done, right?
Yeah,
Like
I
I don't
guess.
like things to go long. I don't like any of my landscape jobs to go long. But if there's one thing that requires detail, apparently it's this truck. It's like an
Have
off
you
the
made
frame
any payments?
restoration.
Have you made any payments on the truck?
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. I get
Have,
billed
did
monthly.
you like the progress you saw? So you made a payment?
He invoiced me, so I made the payment. I trust Jeff. He's phenomenal, and he's smart, and he's showing me pictures of all these parts. Like everything is like complete refab, undercarriage, like
Nice.
Is that the
complete.
mechanic that you sold the truck out of his yard on the podcast?
But I what?
Remember on the podcast you sold a truck?
I
Was it
sold.
you were in his yard or something like that? No? Your
Not that I
mechanic's
remember.
yard? Oh,
Was I
okay.
lying?
No, I don't know.
I don't usually lie, but I don't remember
I
this
don't
story.
usually.
I rarely lie.
The only time you sold a truck on this podcast, I thought you were at your mechanic's
Oh, no, no.
place.
Oh, that's no, complete different guy. This is
Oh, okay.
whenever I sold that big Freightliner. No,
Mm,
no, not the same mechanic, not the no. My restoration mechanic is out of town.
different.
He's in
Gotcha.
Merrickville, yeah. But yeah, he's showing me pictures of all these parts that he's fabricating. I'm like, I don't know what that does, but it looks great. Like he's all this shit. I'm like, Jeff, I don't know what the fuck this is.
Is that the one that you're putting the Cummins diesel motor in?
Yeah, it's got a
Why didn't you put a 7.3 in it if it was a Ford? I'm just asking. Like, why didn't you get a 7.3 International? Like,
I don't know. I could
that's a
have, I guess, but
that's a dirty Ford motor. Like, that's like the king of Ford motors. I'm just,
it's not a Ford motor. It's an international motor.
but it was in Ford. Well,
Yeah,
Cummins isn't a. Yeah, it's not a Dodge motor either, right?
yeah, yeah. Um, I don't know. Everybody wants a Cummins. Like, I think the a 7.3 diesel would have been cool, but it also is not typical for that truck.
It's a Ford. Cummins is 100%
Actually,
not typical for that truck.
uh, I had a 750 with a Cummins in it.
Yeah, 750. That's not even
Yeah,
really
I
a
know, but
Ford. Yeah.
I just didn't. Nah, I guess I could have. I would have been happy with that.
I don't think it's a bad decision. I was just wondering about it. I think they're both good decisions.
Yeah, I was
Plus,
gonna put a
if you're building something custom, you have to build what you want, not what someone else wants.
yeah, I was gonna put a Coyote in it for a while. I'm like, it's really expensive to do a Coyote, and it would have still been a gas motor. So
I think it's cool to have a Cummins. I was just wondering why you picked it over a 7.3 when a
yeah,
7.3 is clearly related to Ford
yeah,
and a Cummins is clearly related to a Dodge. I was just wondering, but
yeah. I don't know. I just thought it was a cool thing to do, but
I think it is a cool thing to do.
well, we'll find out. I hope it drives nice.
Well, if the guy's doing a frame off restoration and it doesn't drive nice, I think I'd bring it back and be like, bro, this doesn't drive nice. Fix something.
No, but like comfortable, comfort wise. Like, how do you make a
Oh,
nice truck comfortable? You know,
yes.
it's
I can see how yeah, I can see that. How are you making it comfortable? We, well, so we had a job that was ongoing and we had like, um, sorry, guys texting me about trucks.
always about the trucks. It's
Man, like
never how are you doing?
we've been really fucking busy. Um, we've been really fucking busy the last week, like swamped. People have been calling us. The trucks have been going out. So we had a job that was, and it's in a graveyard, and we have one staff member that won't work in the graveyard. Um,
Because of religious reasons?
I don't know. I didn't ask. Honestly, he's been with me a really, really long time. He's never asked anything of me ever. And he just said, I'm uncomfortable working in the graveyard. And that was enough for me to accept it. He's a really good employee who's done an amazing job always me. He works really hard. This is something he doesn't want to do. So I said, okay, cool, man. So he's out, but he's good. Um, uh, sorry, this guy's still texting me. And then Billy got hurt, and um, was sick and got laid off. So we're down to uh, Daryl, our main guy, and these two labor guys, and
They're
and
not
so
even good enough to have names. They're just two labor guys.
well, no, we're down to Nick and Daryl and Tyler. So it's just been a challenging week because they don't some of the skill sets that the other guys that aren't around bring, they don't have, and so they closed out the job today. Daryl called me on his way home, said I'm done. So because he also fell and smashed his elbow this morning, but felt like he really needed to come to work, so he did. It's just been a long fall. So we have one more thing we have to do with this stupid fucking garbage enclosure at one of the fire halls. But
That's
other
been
than
going
that,
on forever.
oh, it's fun. Well, they finally, so Jack priced it. It was 10 grand to fix it to the spec they wanted. And then they said that's way too fucking expensive. And I said, that's cool. Like, I don't care. You guys have paid me 95% of the money for the garbage enclosure. As far as I could give a shit, it can sit like that forever. And if fires don't go out in Mississauga because the garbage enclosure is the wrong color of gray, or they don't like the fucking way it, like the way the shape of it, or whatever their fucking firefighter problem is that's delaying them from actually fighting fires because of the way the garbage enclosure looks at the fire hall, um, I don't give a shit. Keep your 5%. I could fucking care less. And so then they came back and said, so Jack actually broke down the cost of everything. And then before he even sent it, they came back and said, yeah, go ahead, do the garbage enclosure. So we have that. That's the only thing we have left to do next week, which next week looks fucking horrible.
Oh, it does look
It's like
horrible.
minus 15,
Yeah.
fucking, like it looks absolutely fucking terrible next week. So I was like, I'm glad we're done, except this fucking garbage enclosure shit.
I'm going to be personally working next week. It's minus 16 degrees out right now. My Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of snow next week. I gotta finish that stupid fucking wall for that fucking lady. Um, so that one they shipped the wrong color of wall.
Ah,
I thought she even had it confirmed.
She didn't know that she didn't open the pallets.
Oh, I
But the
see.
guys cut open a pallet and I'm looking at it. I have my sunglasses on. I'm like, that really doesn't look like shale gray. Take off the glass. I'm like, ooh, that's definitely not shale gray. It's Champlain. They shipped me 10 pallets or whatever it is of the wrong color. Of course, the retailer's gone on vacation, right? They're in fucking Florida, about to get on a cruise ship. Text them, hey, this material's the wrong color. And shit hit the fan. Like, they tried to fix it, whatever. Back and forth, back and forth. New material comes tomorrow after wasting days and days of not even workable weather, but weather that's better than what it's going to be like next week.
yes.
So fuck. I said, guys, do what you can. Base it in with like mini credit or something. We'll build on top of that. Like, and they did, but they couldn't base in the whole job because they had to go up a tier, like ride the shovel up a ramp to the top of the wall to build this other wall and pull out the ramp. It's just a fucking nightmare. But next week we should be able to go. I bought 3 insulated tarps, which I don't know if they work that great or not. When it's minus 15, I don't think insulated tarps are all that useful when the frost's
I
already in the
I
ground underneath them.
I think they make a decent difference. Like they do make a difference, but I don't think they're like 1,000% effective. But I think they do make a difference.
Okay. Well, that's
Listening to you talk right now, I was a little bit sad that the season was over because
no, I
you
don't.
know the
I
season
would.
the season ends and I think that you're just a little bit sad the season's over. But now that I'm hearing you talk about what you have to do next week, honestly, it's making me really fucking happy that my season's over.
Yeah, I wish I could be in your situation. Like I'm ready to be done. Like I don't think this wall is gonna be our best effort, and I don't think it's gonna be fun. and I don't want to do it, to be honest with you. It's not the time of year to build a fucking retaining wall.
I don't think anything is your best effort at this time of year.
No. Actually, we did those check dams that I've been posting about, which was an incredible job for what it was and the time of year and the fact that we pulled it off in 3 days whenever Jack priced like 8 days or whatever. And everything seemed to go really well, knock on wood, other than cleanup, which isn't done yet. But like that's the type of work we could do in the shitty weather. It was all machine work other than uh linking the 8-inch tile drain together, which is a fuck around on its own. Plus it's cold out, so the connectors don't want to work, right? So me and Scott are like dry humping these fucking tubes to try and get them pushed in together. We ended up getting a system for that, which was good, but that was a great job for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And the pay is real good. Like we did well on that one for sure.
Nice.
It's nice to win at the end of the year.
Well, yeah, then I'll take a big L on this fucking retaining wall.
Do you think you'll take a bigger L on the retaining wall than I did pulling 2 trucks out of a farm field till 10 o'clock at night?
Why did you personally have to be there? They weren't PK
Um,
trucks.
they are.
No, they're not.
Those 2 guys work for me every day.
Who put
They're
them
like
in
my
there?
family. They did. It wasn't a good set of decision making, admittedly. So there's a great story to that job. So I have a Facebook ad out all the time for crushed concrete. It's just an endless Facebook ad for deliveries of crushed concrete. And this guy responded to it and asked me to haul manure from, or some kind of manure mix with hay or some shit from Port Perry to Whitby. And so I looked at the 2 addresses and I said, "Where's this hay going?" to the guy. I said, "Send me the addresses before you get pricing." And one of them was this field where you had to, like, just from Google Earth, it looked fucked. And I'm like, "Well, where do you want it in the field?" He's like, "In the back corner." And you had to back through this, like, I don't know if you saw those videos of the trucks getting out. Finally, they're like driving through a wall of cedars. It's like a wall of cedars, and suddenly a truck bursts through, breaking branches and stuff. Anyways, I looked at all this shit and I was like, this isn't a good job. So, and then the guy wouldn't really give me payment information, and it was a fuck show. So I was like, you know what? Fuck this guy. And then I just started ghosting him because I was like, I don't need this shit in my life. I have enough other stuff going on. Fuck this guy and his manure. So then Christy hurt her shoulder on Monday somehow that she doesn't know. And I was at our biggest client for trucking. And I stopped into dispatch to say, hey, like, Christy's coming here tomorrow. You guys booked her. But like, is she going topsoil gravel, or is she just hauling salt and gravel, or what's the, because with her shoulder hurt, I don't want her climbing in and out of the back of the truck and then falling off the truck. So if it's just gravel and salt, it's fine. If you need her to do topsoil, like, I'm going to send someone else here because I don't want her having to shovel and climb in and out of the back of the truck. And this time of year, every load of topsoil, you're shoveling half of it out of the back of the truck.
It's stupid.
It is stupid. So they said to me, well, we have one job doing salt and stuff. I said, perfect. And then they said, we have this other job hauling manure from Port Perry to Whitby. And I said, yeah, from that fucking Facebook dude. They're like, well, we don't know where it came from because they're just dispatch, right? And I'm like, that job's fucked. That's a fucked up job. They're like, no, it's going to be great. It's going to be really good. I said, the guy was shady with me. They're like, nope, it's going to be a great job. Things are going to go amazing. I said, okay, cool, whatever, fine. Like, maybe they know something I don't. Like, I'm not the be all and end all of the world, It's a much bigger company than me, much more successful company. Owner is like 20 years younger than me, much more successful person than me. So maybe I am wrong about this. Until I was there at 9:45 getting trucks out of the mud. And then I realized, sometimes my old and pessimistic ways are fucking right. So, anyways, the one guy went in. Glenn was in there dumping, and he got in once across the thin frost and dumped. On the second trip in, he sunk, but he was like only sunk a little bit. And then he called Marcus, who went there and backed in to pull him out. But Marcus was fully loaded with gravel, and he sunk a lot. But sometimes you want the truck to be loaded with gravel, or you can't. You have nothing. The trucks won't pull each other out empty because they don't weigh enough. So they everything they did had a rational reason why it just didn't work out for them. But those two guys work for me every day. They're like my fucking family. I don't leave them in a field.
You didn't leave them in a field, but I think the call to the rotator was enough. Like, I don't think you personally need to be out there at 10 o'clock at night. I mean, it's great that you wanted to, good for morale and all that stuff.
I think that that's just I think that you're absolutely right that probably it would have been fine if I wasn't there. But I also, think that I remember because they called the tow truck, like I didn't call it, Glenn called it. Like, I do remember though, like when things go really shitty in my life, I remember the people who stay and help. And when things go really shitty in someone's lives, who two guys specifically who work very, very hard for us. And this is Marcus is really his first kind of full-time year with us, but Glenn's like 3-4 years in working with us almost every day. Like when those people are in trouble, man, like for me as a person, you got to be there. You got to help them. You got to do what you can.
I don't remember my boss ever being there whenever we were going through the shit. I don't hold it against them. But whenever we were doing really shitty jobs, we were on our own, man. And I don't hold it against the guy. Fuck, I wouldn't be there if I
I don't. I
didn't
think
have
there's a
to be.
difference. So I think there's a difference between doing a really shitty job and the biggest asset of your life outside your house being sunk in a field.
Oh, they're personal owners of these trucks.
They're
Those
owner
are their
operators.
trucks.
They
They're
yeah they
owner
own.
operators. They're
Okay.
brokers that work
Oh,
for
I thought
us.
they'd worked for some guy who
No,
you
those guys
were
are
brokering it.
those guys own those two trucks. They're in every day brokering for me. They're owner operators they only have one truck each. It's the
A
entire
little,
way they
okay,
make a living.
a little different there. I thought they were just the operators of a fleet, another fleet that you hired out or something like that.
I only hire individual owners because you want that. I don't know if we've hired like very rare. I would say that like probably 75% of the trucks we hire are driven by the owner of the truck. That's how you get the best people because they have the most invested. That's the whole point of not like we have 3 amazing drivers that work for us. They're all awesome. They all have their difficulties, but they're all awesome. All 3 of our drivers are amazing. One of the reasons that we don't have another, I mean, obviously we run tomorrow we have 6 triaxles and 2 bin trucks working. That's pretty standard for us to have we generally have between 3 and 8 triaxles working every day of the week. So we could obviously conceivably we could buy 2 or 3 more triaxles and probably keep them busy. Right? But how do you get the people? We have 3 great drivers. Finding another great driver is fucking hard as shit. It's easier to find someone who bought their own truck as an invested and then they become a great driver.
How much better is it for them to be an owner operator of one truck? Like, how much more do they do
me and
for
Glenn
themselves?
just had a huge talk about this. Like
Yeah.
literally, like I was driving home and we were talking about this. Glenn and I both think that if you own your own truck and work it all year, you might make less than Christy and Andrew.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I feel like that's something you have to scale, right?
I don't
I
think
don't.
there's a lot of money at the bottom of it.
I think that when we were talking about it, though, I think that conceivably, I think that the guys who own their own trucks probably make close. If they have a good year and the truck doesn't have a lot of major breakdowns, I think that they're probably very close, or maybe they make a bit more than, um, say, our company drivers. That being said, I think that for some people, it's not about the money. It's about the freedom of working for yourself. It's about the, honestly, like I can make the same argument with my business. There's people that will hire me and pay me way more than I make doing this business, running this business. Way more, substantially more. My skill set, I could take a business that's doing $1 million a year and have it doing $8 million a year in 2 years, 3 years. Like I could make a fuck ton more money working for someone else than I do running this business. But I don't want to work for someone else. So Mike, you could go work for someone's business and make way more money than you make running your own landscaping company.
Imagine how much you could make if you're a consultant.
Yeah. Probably a lot. I'm just like,
And you would still work for yourself.
I don't think it's about the money. I think it's about people that want to feel like they have some control of their destiny. They know that if you run your own truck and an opportunity comes up that is a great opportunity, you have the ability to take it. Whereas if you're a company driver, you don't, you know. I had an interesting discussion with, my brother-in-law when we were away on vacation. You know, he was sort of saying, oh, like, I think he felt like he just couldn't run a business or something. Like, no, that's a bad way to put it, but I think he just felt like it's hard to run a business. And I was like, well, he has a lot of hobbies. He does a lot of hobbies. He does a lot of stuff. He works really hard at his job. His job absorbs a lot of his time. I said, if you take your job plus all the hobbies that you have and all the shit that you do, I don't do any of that stuff. I do this business because I don't have any hobbies and I don't have anyone that needs me to drive them to soccer anymore. And I don't like, all I do is this. So I don't think that I'm smarter than anybody else. I think I just have more time to spend on it than they do. Or I choose to spend my time on it. Right? I literally do nothing but this. This podcast is the only thing I do that's like sort of semi outside the business. Which you could argue is still part of the business for all the profit that it brings in. Like, I don't know. I think that the drivers there's probably years where they make a bit more. The other thing too is being a broker of your own one truck, it's pretty easy to get cut loose. The hardest thing I ever did was book one truck. It's easier to find work for 5 trucks than it is to find work for one truck. Because when you have 5 to 10 trucks at your disposal all the time, a lot of people call you for trucks because they know you can supply the truck. When we only had one truck, everyone wanted to call us, but then they'd be like, oh, they're probably booked. They're probably booked.
Right.
It's the hardest thing you'll do is own one truck.
How did you make those connections to have those people that are owner operators? Did you seek those out or did they?
We were talking about that too the other day. Basically, when Christy left Ridge Lake, she went to Miller. And when she was at Miller, she met, like, she worked for Miller. She drove like the truck with all the paving shit in it, like all the fluids and diesel and the stuff they spray on the ground. She drove that truck. And so she got to know all the because Miller has a fuck ton of brokers. And so she got to know a couple of them. And then she came to work for us. And then the second year she worked for us, the Miller switched dispatchers or something. And the one guy didn't have he got in some kind of dispute and he didn't have any work, but he knew Christy. And then he just started working for us. And then we had 2 trucks. And then his brother started working for us, and his dad started working. Then we had 4 trucks. And then when we needed more trucks, then's when Glenn came. Then we had 5 trucks. Then we bought the International, and we had 6. Actually, we bought the International before that. Then we ended up with 6 trucks running. Then all of a sudden, people started calling us for trucks all the time because they're like, "Oh, these guys got a lot of fucking trucks." So people started calling us, and I think we provide good service. Like today, we agreed to float 2 pieces of equipment from about an hour and 20 minutes away to 10 minutes from our yard. That was the agreement. And Andrew was going to go do it. And then he got called into the 407 to plow. So I don't have an AZ license. And normally I would have just hooked up to the float and gone, but it was like far and it was in the snow. And I was like, fuck, man. Like if someone just slides through an intersection and hits this truck, I'm fucked. Like it doesn't even mean I don't even have to do anything wrong for this to go fucking sideways. So Cody was in the yard and I was in the yard. I said, fuck it. You know what? We'll just take the 2 bin trucks up. We can each put a piece of equipment in 1 bin. We'll take 2 bin trucks up. We'll get this done. The whole time with my intention being to only charge the client for the 1 truck I agreed to send. And when I got up there, the client said, well, like there was a bunch of rigmarole and they turned out not to be ready. And then there was only 1 piece of equipment to float. And he said, oh, well, you sent the 2 trucks and just bill me for them. And I said, bro, like you were never paying for these 2 trucks. You were paying for 1 truck, always. I agreed to float 2 pieces of equipment today. I am good for my word. And even if it costs me money out of pocket, I'm good for my word. I'm not going to bill you for 2 trucks because my driver took off to fucking plow the fucking 407. That's not his problem. That's my problem.
Yeah.
So you were never getting billed for the 2 trucks anyways. And then I brought them, I floated a piece of equipment back and Cody basically drove there and back and burned $100 worth of fuel for no reason. Whatever. Not winning every day.
No, not every day. One of the guys just texted me, Gord, who also lives here at the yard. He's like, hey, sorry to bug you. The horn on we rent to some space to another landscape company. The horn on one of their 5-ton trucks is stuck on. It's like, I'm gonna go and try and turn it off. How the fuck did it just get stuck on? Like,
how do you turn it off?
I don't know. He used to work at he used to change tires at a fucking tire shop or something. So maybe he can get this fucking horn to go off.
Maybe he needs to just unhook the battery.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta turn it off or it's gonna drain the battery. I'm like, not worried about the battery. I'm worried about the fucking horn going off all night. Fuck the battery.
The neighbor, can you hear the horn?
I can't, but I'm at I'm also in the basement of the house on top of the hill, not
That's true.
100 yards from the horn going off. So
The horn. The basement, the horn is just going off.
So he's outdoors in -20 now, fiddling with this fucking horn. He's probably wasted his shit. Maybe the horn's not even going off. Maybe he's imagining it.
So now he's wandering around at -16 in your yard,
Yeah.
wasted, searching for the horn.
Yeah.
That guy is a fucking landscaper, baby.
Gord he's a landscaper. At one time in his life, maybe I shouldn't say, he used to live in a tin shed in the winter. With a space heater that went from an electrical cord to some neighbor's like outlet that he stole or something like that. A low spot in anyone's life, but that's a landscaper.
So is everyone laid off, Chad?
No, Scott and Shane worked today. They dug some eaves trough downspouts in and hit a Kojiko. Do you guys have a Kojiko out there?
No,
Is that a
we
thing?
have Rogers.
Yeah, it's like Bell, Koji, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a subsidiary or whatever it is, but they snagged a line for Kojiko. Unmarked, of course, so I don't know what to do for that. They didn't break it, they just tugged on it a little bit. Broke the conduit, tugged the line. But it's hard because everything's frozen, right? So you can't be as precise as you would be. without. Kojiko's coming Saturday to fix the
I
fucking.
thought a tilt rotator would never break it. The magic of a tilt rotator.
So
No, the tilt rotators still cut through the lines.
yeah, no, we never. Sorry, I'm just. I opened the hood, went to get tools, and it stopped. The battery is probably dead. I don't know how long it was blaring. The TV was on. No periods, no anything. So fucking gourd.
So that guy that you sent in the group chat, Mike, that guy basically just finds other people's construction jobs and rips them apart.
Yeah, well, or he says stupid stuff and doesn't give any credit on the videos. So he's gotten a bunch of people just ripping him apart.
And he
But
gets
he's
a lot of
grown,
views.
like he's grown like crazy. That just goes to show it's the controversial stuff that really grows channels.
Hmm.
Like a couple weeks ago, he was at like less than 10,000. Now he's at 50,000 to 100,000 on all his channels.
Wow.
Yeah, but did he buy those followers? Is he getting those views?
He's getting those views if you look at it. Yeah.
What does he do?
I think he's
I don't know. This video that you posted has 104 likes and 2 comments. Like it's not. A lot of these videos, Mike, have 2,000 views, 800 views.
Yeah, it's mostly
Fucking
YouTube that I'm seeing him at. That just popped up in my Instagram, but on YouTube, like I just opened up YouTube, it's the first short that pops up. And he gets a lot of comments on YouTube just tearing him apart.
what is he trying to do?
I guess he has a home construction, he's a general contracting company.
Home Love Construction,
Yeah.
luxury custom construction, Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete, Sarasota, 3D design in house.
He'll post a video like, if you don't know, this is a hammer. What it's used for is for hammering nails into wood. Like something as like stupid as that, but he's very serious, and he gets a lot of comments like, "You haven't picked up a hammer in your life, bud."
If you want people to just drag you through the mud, then sure. If that's how you want to gain popularity,
Yeah.
like, fine, fucking do it. What do I care? It's not the way I'd want to get popular, you know?
How
So,
do you want to get popular?
if I get popular, I want it just to be for me being me, right?
Well, maybe this
Then
guy
you never
is
have to put on
maybe
an
this guy
act.
is annoying and stupid, and it's not an act.
Well, then, great,
I'm
good.
just saying, you don't know if it's him or not.
No, you're right. But if I were dumb, I would try and I'm not saying I'm not dumb, but if I were extra dumb, I would try and hide that fact. Maybe not showcase it all over the internet. But then again, maybe some people say Chad's an idiot, and he is showing it all over the internet how dumb he is.
Most
But
One of
people
the
aren't
things,
self-aware, so
yeah,
one of the things that Instagram likes are when someone's recording you when you're not recording yourself. Like if you look at all of these guys' videos, there someone else is holding the camera, right? Or he has like maybe a gimbal camera set up on a tripod with the follow on, and he's got a microphone hooked up to it. But
hmm.
if you look at it, every video this guy has is he's not holding a camera in selfie mode. The camera is far from him, and if you look at that, a lot of these people who grow really fast, they're all doing that. The
Interesting.
same with like that guy from Northern Snow that blew up last year. He has someone following him around with a camera recording him all the time. He's never holding his phone talking into it or something.
Maybe that's
It's
not like correlated. Maybe that's just they have somebody that they're paying to full time do it. So they're filming, they're editing, they're putting a lot of effort into it. as opposed to it being that it's not like a selfie mode.
But basically, everything that everyone's doing is trying to get to this
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah.
But everyone's trying to do it without doing all the, you're right, without doing all the work. Like
Hmm.
who's holding the camera, so I don't know how, if that has something to do with it, but I obviously these platforms like that perspective.
Like it's really obvious that Northern Snow guy has a guy that films, edits, and it's really done really well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've read some stuff. He does a lot of really, when everyone else was started doing shorts on YouTube, he started doing long form,
Mm.
right? So I don't know. I actually liked his content, but then the last 3 or 4 months it just got to be like, sign up for my business program, sign up for my business program. Fucking I know how to train you to get 4,500 clients and 50 tractors, and sign up for my business pro. And I just was like, okay, dude, I'm like, I don't care about your business. When you were like showing some day-to-day stuff and shit that happens, I was interested in that content because that's what's interesting.
Hmm.
How far down the rabbit hole you're willing to go of showing crappy shit that happens to you every day is how popular you will be. It, to me, in a construction with, unless, if you can either do DIY stuff where you're teaching people something, and you could build a pretty big channel teaching people something, or you can show people like real shit that's actually happening. But I don't, the guy's not doing that anymore, so I stopped following him. So the guy also puts out like 40 videos a day.
I also like, well, somebody like that will pop up and I'll watch like the first few videos and then I'll stop watching them altogether because it's you know kind of what you're getting into every time you watch a channel like that, right? It's not a type of channel that I tune into every single video that drops for them.
What, the Northern Snow guy?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a snow plowing event, so things are going to go wrong. I know what the video is going to be about, so I don't. I those are the types of channels that I don't watch long term.
Maybe that's why he's trying to change the content,
Yeah,
because like all you're doing is plowing driveways with tractors.
yeah.
There's not, well, they started cutting grass too. He had a bunch of grass cutting content. Root
Mhm.
density, fucking bitches. Fucking root density. I'm sure it's pretty soon he's going to build a big shop with all his internet money. It's
I
probably next on his agenda.
I'm thinking I need a bigger shop.
How much internet money do you have?
$0.
No, 120. Six
120.
six signups from H&A. 120 bucks.
Split three ways, bitch. I'm not
Split
donating my part. I'm
threes.
not
That's
donating my third to Chad's fucking build. Fuck that. I want my third. Chad wouldn't donate his third to me.
Sure, I would. If you needed money, I can give you some money.
You would donate your third to my shop build?
we
Yeah.
also have last year's money, so I think we're at like 200 bucks maybe. I don't know.
Fuck.
Yeah.
We're looking for
Chad,
an audit,
how
aren't we?
big are you going to build that shop, Chad? Holy fuck.
$300 big?
Mm,
I don't know. I
true.
got a price to put like a 60-foot roof on addition to my shop, and it was 100 grand. So how much more can it be to add walls and footings and shit?
Heating. Well, did
Well,
you just want to park the machines under a roof?
yeah, I thought that would be sufficient enough, but I'm thinking now, I don't know. I guess, I mean, really, we don't make our money in the shop ever, ever, you know? So do we really need room for like 5 bays or whatever? You know, do the trucks have to be inside every night? I don't think so.
Well, if you plowed snow, it's valuable to keep the trucks inside.
Yeah, and I don't ever plan to again. So
Like,
maybe
is your shop big enough to put like a 4 ton in or an 8 ton?
I could put the tandem in my shop without an issue.
Yeah. Then I don't know why you'd need a bigger shop than that.
I don't know. It's just I feel like I would like to have it, but there's a million other things on my list too of things that we need